So many times you reached out to me, but I turned my back 'cause I didn't think you had what I need. But now you're everything. You're everything to me, and I can't be without you, God. You're everything, and I want to say thank you. I was lost and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. You stood with open arms, but I ran away, 'cause I was scared of the pain that came with trust. But I came running back into your embrace, because I knew you'd still be there. You'd never leave me, God. And I want to say thank you. I was lost and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. And I don't deserve you, God. I don't deserve you, God. But you keep on loving me anyway. Oh, you'd never stop loving me, God. Now I want to say thank you. I was lost and you found me. I was dead inside and you breathed into me, and you brought these bones to life. I want to say thank you. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, God. Oh, thank you.
So church, the tension is real, and it's just getting started. It's just getting started. Wait till it comes here. You guys understand this is like white horse, red horse, black horse, green horse stuff starting. Global hyperinflation. You don't take out the oil pipeline in Saudi Arabia last night and shut down the Strait of Hormuz and not have global hyperinflation. This is all going according to plan for the Great Reset. Everybody tracking? There's actually rumor intelligence, that this was agreed upon. What's happening was actually pre-agreed upon. There's some mutual exchange between the U.S.-Israel ilk and the Iranian-Persian Middle Eastern ilk, and they're all in agreement to walk this thing out. That's why they're taking the hits, and all the Arab neighbors are taking the hits, because it's about the Great Reset. And they got to jack the oil on purpose to hyperinflate everything, because everything has to be transported. That's your red horse, then you get your black horse, and then you get your green horse. It's happening. So what? So we must know our God. We have to know our God and know that we have a hope that will never disappoint. Some of you are taking hits financially. Not diminishing it. So what? Don't you know that I've never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread? Don't you know that no one whose hope is in the Lord will ever be ashamed? Their faces are automatically radiant. Don't you know that those whose hope is in the Lord will renew their strength? It's a certainty. Don't we know these things, church? Man, we're getting hammered. We shouldn't be getting hammered that hard when we know our God. Tension, yes. Hope, consummate hope, because of consummate victory at the exact same time. So bless the Lord in your hearts. Bless the Lord in your internal monologue. Bless the Lord in the meditations of your thoughts. Bless the Lord in your goings and your comings. Bless the Lord, O my soul, because he has been very good to you. And he has caused your boundary lines to fall in pleasant places, right smack amid the hostile territory.
I want you to pray for our farmers. You know, I think we lost a lot of who we were when we moved off the farms. You know, when you live on a farm, you don't have to explain sex to your kids because what is that cow doing to that cow? I mean, it's pretty clear. It is pretty clear. Everything makes sense. The circle of life makes sense. You know, you're facing death a lot all the time because you're seeing the circle of life with your animals. You understand that you can do absolutely everything right and still fail because it didn't rain. Something happened. Your crop can go out and your neighbor's crop can be fine. That teaches you compassion. That teaches you, hey, love your neighbor. You really need to help your neighbor out because you know what? There's going to come a time where your crop fails and theirs is doing fine. And so help each other. We've lost so much because we've lost the connection to our farms and our farmlands. And I think that's when America really started to hurt and really significantly change. And now we're living in a time where nobody knows where their food even comes from. We don't even know it's real anymore when it comes to our food. But right now, there are farmers that are firing up their tractors and heading out into the fields for spring planting. And a monster drought has swallowed 60% of the lower 48 states. You haven't heard about this, but it is true. The NOAA maps don't lie. The South is baked, sugarcane, rice, peanuts, fruit trees, choking under severe, extreme, and even exceptional drought. Out in the plains, where that's our bread basket, winter wheat is sitting in dust. It can't germinate because it doesn't have the water. In the West, the mountain snowpack is vanishing before our eyes. I mean, I am shocked. I'm here in the Mountain West. We normally have snow up on the mountains all around me. We don't have snow. I mean, we have some and really high elevations, but usually on the mountain right behind my ranch, we have snow up there at this time. It snowed yesterday, but nothing stuck because it's too warm. So you don't have that snow. And now, at least here in Idaho, cutbacks on water are already being talked about. They're being ordered along the Colorado River in Washington State, the Yakima Basin, which has a lot of our food up there. And ranchers are staring at pastures now that they won't grow. The pastures are, the cattle herd is already the smallest it's been since the 1950s. And it's not happening in a vacuum. Farmers have been hammered for years for the skyrocketing fertilizer prices that happened, remember, after COVID, diesel costs that have taken their profit margin and just squeezed everything out of it, supply chain chaos, one hit after another hit after another hit have kept these guys barely hanging on. And now we have another fertilizer hit, and now pile the drought on top of that. The math is brutal. Math is math. Food costs are going up, and not a little, a lot. Beef, grains, produce, everything that comes from the fields all across our fruited plain, it's going to cost more at the grocery store, and it's coming sooner and faster than most people want to even admit. So I ask, because what we do in our community, we have faced droughts up here in this small little farming community. And every church from the pulpit is saying, fast and pray for rain. And I'm telling you, it works. I'm asking you to fast and pray for rain all across the country. I'm asking you to fast and pray for our farmers, because our farmers are under extreme stress. You don't think you care about the farmer? Wait until you can't eat. Wait until you have a problem with a dust bowl. Wait until you can't afford food, even more than you can't afford it right now. You care about the farmers. You just don't see farmers. But they are probably the most important cog in the chain of this machinery. The other thing I want to tell you is you got to stop depending on this system. You have to spit yourself out of this system. It is cracking under the weight of weather or war or economics. I have to tell you, I'm going to tell you something about the Fed on Monday that is just shocking and horrifying. Just horrifying. And it'll explain an awful lot of stuff, but it'll also tell you what's coming. It is really important that you become food independent as possible. If you don't have food storage, you should. If you have a scrap of yard, plant a garden this spring. Tomatoes, beans, potatoes, greens, anything you can grow, anything. If you don't have space or you've never done it before, go start talking to your neighbors. Start a neighborhood garden. Share the work, share the harvest, share the knowledge. Get your kids involved. Put up what you grow. It's not enough to have just a whole bunch of beans. Stock it up. Learn how to preserve it. Stock a little extra when you can. Prepare. Because this isn't just about rain or fertilizer prices, market prices. It's not. It's really not. We are in a spiritual war. And I'm telling you, the very gates of hell will come against us in the days ahead. But here's what you can't forget. If you take one thing from today's show, this is it. Know who you are, know who you serve, and know how it ends. To quote Thomas Paine, heaven surely knows how to affix a proper price on something so celestial as freedom. We haven't paid a price for our freedom in a very long time, but victory is already written. This too shall pass. It always does. But now let me give you the truth that isn't just like, hey, trust in God. This is how you trust in God. This too shall pass, but it will pass a whole lot easier if we stop pulling in different directions and start sticking together. If we stop hating one another and start helping one another. If we start to get to know our neighbors and say, look, I don't care how you vote, man, but have you seen the price of food? When the shelves get thin, this too shall pass a lot easier if you've loved your neighbor and you're working together. Stand firm. Plant your seeds in the ground and plant seeds of love in your heart and in your faith, and get ready, because the storm is here. But so is the one who calms the storm every time. Keep your eyes on him, but put your hands onto the plow. Let's work and walk through this together. Pray for our farmers and pray for.
I was out here jogging, and there was just something that I had to stop and film. So I kind of slowed down to a walk, and I thought, I have to talk about this because I just can't believe at this point, with the way that we can access biblical things through the internet. You could Google any sort of biblical topic and find out exactly what verses you need to look for in the Bible. So the fact that there's any human that can read that still believes in a pre-tribulation rapture blows my mind. There is literally nowhere in the Word of God where it talks about a pre-tribulation rapture. As a matter of fact, all over the Word of God, it says that it's at the last trumpet. Jesus Christ himself said in Matthew 24 that immediately after tribulation, he will gather together his elect. Immediately after tribulation. 1 Corinthians tells us that in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, some of us will escape the sting of death, and we will be taken up and changed at the last trumpet. Ephesians says, at the last trumpet. The only place where the word rapture actually occurs is at the last trumpet, but it even gives you more detail that first the dead will be raised. Now, okay, well, if the dead are raised first, when's that happen? At the last trumpet. Revelation, after Christ returns. Those who were killed during tribulation will be raised from the dead, and it's referred to as the first resurrection. It's the first one. There's not another resurrection and then you're raptured, and none of it even makes sense. In order to be raptured in a pre-tribulation scenario, one, why? What's the purpose for it? Are somehow you better than Jesus and the disciples that you can escape tribulation? But two, it just doesn't make sense. That means Christ would have to return a second time to rapture you and then come back a third time. And there's just simply nothing biblical about any of that nonsense. And the sooner you can get it in your head that you're actually gonna be here, the better off, because then you can begin to prepare for such a time of trouble. But if you just believe that you're just gonna get raptured up and nothing bad will ever happen to you, well, you're just fooling yourselves. And you'll probably stare at prophecy playing out and you'll totally miss it, because you'll be waiting for some strange event to take place that is just not simply going to take place until the last trumpet. And when I asked you, well, why would you even get raptured in the first place? You probably don't have a reason. It's to escape. So I can escape a terrible thing. The only reason for the rapture in the Bible, doesn't matter what I think, by the way, this is just simply what the Word of God says, is so this corruptible body can put on incorruption, and this mortal body can put on immortality. Because how else will I reign on earth for 1,000 years with Christ in a corrupt, dying body? I can't. So I am changed. Just like Paul said, in the twinkling of an eye, I am changed at the last trumpet. But by no means will I precede that first resurrection. So just don't take my word for it. Just look at what the Word of God actually says. Jesus himself, immediately after tribulation, I will gather together my elect. Paul, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, you will be changed. At the last trumpet, you will be taken up and then you will be changed. I mean, there's another one. I believe that it is Satan that created this idea of a pre-tribulation rapture. Simply so, you can have a whole population of the strongest Christian country the world has ever seen just be fat and pathetic and sitting around doing nothing, waiting to be escaped, waiting for escapism. So, get out, exercise. You're going to be here. Unless you die before that, but outside that, you're going to be here. You are definitely not getting raptured up before the tribulation. There's only one rapture and there's only one return of Christ. And all over the Bible it says, at the last trumpet, period.
to the guillotine, crowds chanting, ooh, what a scene. Too late to apologize, you did the crime, now you gotta pay with your life. Take a long walk to the guillotine, crowds chanting, ooh, what a scene. Too late to apologize, you did the crime, now you gotta pay with your life. Hands up, 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 hands up. Take a long walk to the guillotine, crowds chanting, ooh, what a scene. Too late to apologize, you did the crime, now you gotta pay with your life. Hands up, 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 hands up. Long walk to the guillotine.
Denounce your faith in Yeshua.
Long walk to the guillotine,
No.
crowds chanting, ooh, what a scene. Too late to apologize, you did the crime, now you gotta pay with your life. Take a long
Earth, do not speak back. You will listen. I am not here to reason with you. I am not here to persuade you. I am not here to explain myself. I am here to judge you. formed you clean. I gave you order. I gave you balance. And you chose corruption. You opened yourself to violence and never closed again. You swallowed blood and asked for more. You hid murder beneath cities. You buried bones beneath wealth. You laid lies on top of truth. Until you could no longer tell the difference. But I could. I set my people apart. I marked them. I placed covenant on them before you ever had a name. And you made them pray. You chased them, you broke them, you enslaved them, you scattered them. You packed them into ships and counted them as inventory. You worked them until they died. You sold their children. You erased their fathers. You exhausted their mothers. And you called it progress. Earth. You knew exactly who they were. You knew my name rested on them. You knew my breath moved in them. And still you chose profit. Still you chose power. Still you chose domination. You built empires on their backs. You built economies on their wounds. You built comfort on their suffering. And you demanded gratitude. You told them to forget. You told them to submit. You told them to smile. You beat identity out of them and punished them for surviving. You renamed them and then blamed them for wearing the names you gave. You mocked their faith. You distorted my word. You preached lies in my name and called it righteousness. Earth, your hands drip. Your soil remembers. Your rivers remember. Your walls remember. You are soaked with evidence. I sent warnings, you hardened yourselves. I sent signs, you laughed. I sent truth, you buried it. I delayed judgment, and you grew bolder. You perfected oppression. You refined cruelty. Made wickedness efficient. You crowned thieves, you protected predators, you silenced the righteous. And you told yourselves you were advanced. No. You are exposed. Now the ground opens because it is finished holding you. Now the seas rise because they are finished carrying your waste. The skies darken because the measure is full. Do not call this disaster. Do not call this chance. Do not call this nature. This is sentencing. I am dismantling your systems. I am stripping your authority. I am collapsing what you trusted. Your markets will fail. Your armies will scatter. Your borders will not save you. Your titles will mean nothing. Your excuses will be ignored. Your prayers will not interrupt this moment. You had time, you wasted it. You had mercy, you mocked it. You had truth, you rejected it. Now you will have judgment. What you buried will rise against you. What you stole will be reclaimed without permission. What you tried to erase will stand while you fall. You will not rename my people again. You will not chain them again. You will not scatter them again. I am gathering them. I am marking them. I am restoring what you tried to destroy. And you will watch. Earth, you are guilty. There will be no appeal. There will be no delay. There will be no misunderstanding. This is not cruelty.